Hey, Bruce here today. I'm here going to show you all the bosses in Mortal Shell and rank them from easiest to hardest. And before we get started, make sure to subscribe if you're new and like the video and enjoy it. So let's get started. So my first one is Vin, and Vin is basically the poison dudes who jump on you in Mortal Shell, but with a lot more health. He, to me, is the easiest. He pretty much is, and I'll beat him on the first try. Not that hard. You just have to dodge and harden. So for the next one, for the second easiest is the enslaved Grisha, and basically he's just Grisha but enslaved, and he's like in the second temple. He, to me, is not that hard. I beat him on the first try. Super predictable. He does have the ice coming down when you're fighting him, but it didn't hit me even once when I was fighting him. So to me, it was very easy beyond my first try. So the third easiest, or the next one, is Harden, and you basically you fight him every time you try to get a new weapon, besides the tutorial. But you do fight him in the tutorial, but you can't really beat him. But you can. It's an achievement though, so I'm just counting basically the ones in not the tutorial, the ones you get the weapon. But those guys is the next easiest one. I had a little trouble at first because I used Teal, and then I switched him with Horse, and after that was basically easy and cut them like butter. So the next one is Grisha, and he's harder than the other ones because I fought him as like the first boss I fought in the game. So I had to learn how to harden all that stuff with him. So I died a lot of times. I died like about 6 times. Then I was able to figure out what kind of movements and stuff he was going to do. And then it got a little easier and I was able to do it. So that's why he's ranked higher. So the next one is Imrod, and he's one of the temple bosses at the Shrine of Ash, and he's harder than Grisha, and he was the first temple boss I fought against. He was pretty easy most of all. He does have 2 phases, and he does have that like kick that he does, which knocks you to the ground and stuff, and it didn't overwhelm me that much. And he also can throwing bodies on fire, and he was mostly predictable, but basically he's just a little bit harder. The next one is Tarsus, and he's at the second temple that I went to, which was the Crypt of Martyr. I think that's how you say it. He's the ice one. He does these like slide attacks and stuff, which very surprised me at first and kind of overwhelmed me at first. But after a little bit, I was able to understand what his moves are and was able to predict it. But at the very beginning, I got a little overwhelmed because the slides were hitting me pretty well and I wasn't dodging that well. So that's why he's ranked higher. So the next one is Crucix the Twiceborn. He was a lot harder than the other temple bosses in my opinion. I did die to him. He's the only temple boss I died to. The other ones were kind of easy, but he had like obviously like 2 of him, like his brother that was attached to him and to him. That's why he's called Twiceborn. But the little one had the crossbow and stuff. So when he backed away, he would shoot that, and the crossbow did a lot of damage, and that's basically why I died. But basically, after like beating him in the first round, it gets easier, and he just starts rampaging. All you have to really do is harden and attack, and basically you're good. So this leads me to the last one. The hardest boss in the game, in my opinion, is the Unchained, which is the bird dude. He's really cool, very hard, and quite annoying with the little minions that he has of the foundlings, I believe they are. So he would like spawn them and they would attack you and stuff, and it was really annoying. He had the most health in the game, I believe, of all the bosses, and he would also heal himself when he does this whirlpool thing, so it made him really difficult. Took a long time to beat him, and even when I died, I would die like 20 minutes into the fight, and I did die more than once for him because he's way harder, does a lot more damage. and I actually enjoyed fighting him, even though how irritating he was, but it was quite fun. So that's all the bosses from easiest to hardest. I hope you found this somewhat informative. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell to be notified for any more videos on the channel. And like the video, enjoy it. I'll see you next video. Peace.